What's up with it, man? It's the MACR, Mr. MAC Mall. Shout out to Outlook Uncut. Y'all know what I mean? Yee!
89.5 FM KZCT Ozcat Radio. We live in the studio with Mac Mall. What's up, dog?
Man, some more of it. I just want to say one thing. Shout out to Shima. Shout out to Kyrie. You know, Shima was the beautiful sister who sung on Wide Open. I just want to give her, a shout out. Much love to Kyrie for producing Wide Open. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
No doubt.
And man, now, you was telling me you didn't even want to do that song.
Nah, I really didn't. You know what I mean? We had a Legal Business 2000. I wanted that to be a real street record. You feel me? Because I had just did Untouchable on a major label, so I just wanted to. I didn't want this to be pop, and it was it was one of the last songs. Kyrie was like, "Man, I need you to do this," and I didn't want to do it, but honestly, he made me do it, and I was just like, you know what?
He's like, nigga, you gonna get in there and do it.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it the best. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do it my way, but I'm gonna do it the best, because I don't never want you to have to say this to me again. And man, it came out, and it's one of it was one of my biggest songs. You know what I mean?
One
Bigger,
of the biggest, man.
Yeah, bigger. And I just wanted, man, I want to give shout out to all the people who supported that, all the baby mamas out there. I love y'all too. You feel me? Man, it's a beautiful song, and I like the effect it has on people. You know what I mean? I like that. You know what I mean? A brother can say that to his woman and don't have to feel like no sucker. And I like that women like that. You know what I mean?
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. And so now, back to 1993, man. You're back in the days, and your song is getting played on the radio, man.
I'm at Hogan High.
Hogan High. Okay, so tell me the story, the first time you ever heard yourself on the radio.
Well, the first song that I put on the radio was a song from Illegal Business called I Gotta Have It. And it was a DJ called Theo. You know what I mean? He used to work for another station, and I remember being in the Crest, and we was on Mark Street. We was all in Sleep Dank Chevrolet, and we sitting in there and we listening to the radio, and they had said that my song was gonna get played. And when the song got played, it was just like we just rolled through the Crest and just played it for everybody who was on the street, and was just like letting people know it was my song. It was a defining moment. You know what I mean? Because when I heard it, I felt like, I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? So it was special because, being from Vallejo, California, and having my song played on the radio station in San Francisco, and I knew at that time that everybody in the Bay was listening.
You must have been jumping up and down.
But it really just made me hungrier. You know what I mean? Straight up, because I prayed and I was happy. You know what I mean? But it just, man, I wanted to represent more.
So let me tell you. So back then, you had Dre, but you also had some other people influence you. Who were those people?
It all started from the Mac. The Mac was one of the first people from Vallejo, and the first person in the Bay to have an independent record. Strictly Business Record was the label. He had the Game and Stick. So he was the first person to actually let me know that it can be done. Because I knew him when I was a youngster growing up my whole life. And to see somebody make that transition and actually get it done, he let me know that my dreams was attainable. You feel me? And then after that, DJ Cease, may he rest in peace. DJ Cease was the DJ for the whole Vallejo. He got killed. And but when he was alive, he was the one who gave me my first microphone at the Boys Club. The Omega's Boys Club. I got to give a shout out to the Boys Club, because them was the first stages that I ever rocked.
Wow.
So it was DJ Cease. Then after that, of course, Mac Dre, Freaky D, and the Romper Room crew, the entire Crest side. You know what I mean? Because everybody had a part of that. Because everybody influenced me. And then, of course, Kyrie, you know what I mean? And trusted me to be the first artist on YBB Records. You know what I mean? And to keep our legacy alive. You know what I mean? Because we had Diggs and Kilo and them was in jail. So I had to really keep our thing alive.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can just say, really, just to sum it up, Vallejo influenced me to be the person that I am.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Okay, so now of all the records you've been making so many records, man. I went up on iTunes and you got at least 20 records just on there.
And I own them all.
And
all the Mac Mall records, I own them, are 50% of. I own the masters. So young kids out there who want to be rappers and all that, you want to be a musician or singers, you're going to learn in this business that if you don't own the master, you are not the master.
Don't
you are
sell your masters. Don't ever get rid of
but
them.
the thing is, with the game, they don't let you come in the game owning your masters. You're gonna have to come in the game. You're gonna be shucking and jiving for a minute. But in negotiation, when you get that opportunity, if you ever do get that opportunity, because it's set up for you never to. If you get that opportunity, you want to be an owner. You know what I mean? Because I used to see stuff on TV where they used to have these compilations. You know. What was it? CBS or Fox have put out a compilation of 60 soulful sounds, and for $19.99 you can buy them, right? And I saw in the news that this one artist who was on one of them heard the commercial and saw that and wasn't getting paid. Yeah, and he was not getting paid. Oh, but when I did Untouchable and I messed with the majors. You know what I mean? Coming from an independent life where we did everything ourselves. When I saw the majors and saw how that was like basically, the majors basically loan you money. It's like a banking type of thing. You know what I mean? But they loan you money at interest rates that banks wouldn't even do. So you come in the game losing. You know what I mean? With me, it was just like, you know, time and, you know, knowing what I really wanted and you know, just, man, I jumped on it in negotiations and was able to obtain that. But, you know, that's something that I'm proud of, and that's something that, man, if I never go platinum, at the end of the day, I own mine.
Speaking of the Untouchable album, which is 1996.
Yes.
You actually had a little bit of bump in your career from that album.
I mean, honestly, I'm going to tell you, we sold 250,000 by ourselves, and Relativity sold the same. So that
was 2 years though.
Okay, you know why? I'm gonna let you know. There was 2 years that I wasn't doing nothing because I wanted out of my deal, and I went to court with Sony for 2 years. You feel me? I'm at court, but because it was 2 years between Untouchable and Illegal Business 2000. I'm going to court with Sony, and they're not letting me rap. I had to fight for mine for 2 years, going against a corporation that make TVs. You know what I mean? I had paper, but like, man, they just, held me out. And I was lucky enough to be able to make Illegal Business 2000 because Kyrie already had that music. You know, that was in my contract. I had a good contract with Relativity. But, you know, I put in my contract that me and Kyrie, we always make extra music. And if he wants to put it out, that's his prerogative, and y'all got to let him do that. It just so happened that when he did put out the record, it was one of my biggest songs. So it was a lot of blessings. But those 2 years, I was going to court with Sony. Sony was the parent company in Relativity.
Wow. Yeah,
they had it to where it's like, not only couldn't I make a record, but I couldn't be on your record. Because if I was on your record, I'm on with contracts with them. And they would stop your record. They tried to take one of my first love.
They was taking your livelihood. What they was taking.
But okay, my livelihood is one thing with my first love. You feel me? Because there's a lot of stuff to do out here. You know what I mean? I could do whatever. I'm finna crest, man. You feel me? But it was just, it hurt me because this is what I love. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm honestly doing something honest.
That's right.
And I just want to do this. But the way they rock, the way them corporations rock, I mean, man, they you know, a lot of anytime you wonder what happened to an artist, majority of the time they put on the shelf because they in a deal where these fools is getting their options. You know what I mean?
I see it happen all the time.
Yeah, but I was able to come out of that and drop Illegal Business 2000. You know what I mean? And come out with Wide Open and just, you know, man, and be right back on top, straight up.
Straight up, man. And so let me ask you, out of all the records you've done, because you've literally done hundreds of songs, which one is your favorite?
Now, it's something I gotta explain. Every one of my records is a picture of how I was living at that time. They basically like kids. So you can't ask a parent which one is your favorite kid.
Okay.
You feel me? Because
okay.
they're basically snapshots of my life at that time. Now, even though I might look at a record like Mackin' Speaks Louder Than Words, which is a real hard street record, that's how I was at that time. I'm not like that now. I just appreciate each one for where I was in my life. You know what I mean? They like yearbooks to me.
And so, man, I want to get into some of this new stuff. Actually, tell me a little bit about the U.S. Open, man.
Man, the U.S. Open was Mac Dre's last record. You know what I mean? It was an honor and a privilege to do that with the Cuddy. You know what I mean? It was us getting back together after a lot of years. You know what I mean? And when we got in the studio, it was like we never left, and it was one of the easiest records I ever did in my life. You know what I mean? Just, it's an energy with Crest rappers, you know what I mean, and with Crest people in general. When we get by each other, we bring out the best of each other, you know what I mean? It's a little competition because we all dope, and we all know that we the dudes, and it was just like very, very easy. You know what I mean? It's like me and Furl, you know, that's my big brother. Me and Dre, you know, we read each other's minds. That's why that record sound like that. You know what I mean? He give me a look, and I just know what's up. I wish we was able to tour. I wish we was able to really do, you know, what that record needed, but unfortunately, you know what I mean, the Cuddy went on to greener pastures. Yada.
All right, man. Well, hey, that's some good stuff right there, man. I want to get into this next song right here. It's called Radio. Tell me a little bit about that joint.
Shout out to E40, you know what I mean, my blood cousin, you know what I mean, from the hillside. You know, he blessed us to get on this track, you know what I mean? It was something that we wanted to put together to show some Vallejo unity. You know what I mean? Because you know, we a small city, man, but you know, we made our name. You know, I'm old enough to remember the days where cats was scared to say they was from Vallejo. You know what I mean? But due to brothers, you know, from the hills, from the south, from the country club, Crest Side, from all over Vallejo, you know, now we made it to where, man, you can pop your collar when you say it.